If you're running ads, you're probably still following the old method of testing and scaling campaign. If this is you, you must watch this video. Now, there is a new way to scale ads that we have tested and used, and we got these results that I'm going to show you in a moment, that maximize the return on the ad spend for the budget that you're spending, whatever the budget is. Now, have a look here. March, we have spent 27K, and we got 2.24 return on the ad spend for this brand. April, we applied this new approach, and then we got a 42K spent and a 4.68 return on the ad spend by following this exact strategy that I'm explaining you now in this video, which is basically everything that you see in here. And the overall goal is basically to maximize the efficiency of the ads. So what we want to do is spend as less as possible and get the highest amount of return on ad spend that we possibly can. And let's start with some principles. So what we know already, what we know for sure, we know as a media buyer, as an agency, and you probably should know this as well, is that results are generated by four main things: ad creatives that we use, the offer that we are actually selling, the landing page where we drive people to, and the ad setup. And I've used these colors and dimension of circles here just to explain what is the actual impact of each single element within the performance of an ad. And so, as you can see, as you probably know, is that creatives, offer, landing page are the main things, and creatives and offer are the most important one. And so, the ad setup overall, the impact on the results is marginal unless you're really doing a very, very, very bad job, like traffic campaign and those things. Cool. So let's have a look and analyze the old way and why it's wrong. So this is the classic old way. So you're basically probably running a testing campaign, could be an ABO or a CBO campaign, and what you're doing, you are probably having one ad set for each angle and 6 to 8 creatives inside. And then you promote the winners inside the scaling campaign, Advantage Shopping Plus or CBO campaign, one ad set, 5 to 10 winner inside, you start scaling the ads, you refresh. Probably you're having this approach. Now, what are the problems with this approach? So, problems. Problem number one, there is some budget fragmentation going on between the testing and the scaling campaign. So there is a slow learning time in the testing campaign. The second problem is that there are the same creatives, so winners, that run simultaneously on two different campaigns that can cause overlaps. Because as you probably know, the audience testing nowadays is created within the ad creatives that we use. And so if there are two ads that looks the same, they're most probably going to hit the same audience. Maybe not at the beginning, but when they start to optimizing and find the right audience, they will start to overlap. And so this increases the CPMs and also decreases the performance ideally. And CBO, the problem with CBOs, ABO setups, like CBO spend more budget usually into ads that gets the most engagement, and usually the ads that generate the best performance. And also CBO might spend budget on the ads that have the lowest cost per purchase, not necessarily the highest return on ad spend, because remember, if you use the standard bidding, we're bidding by highest volume, and so we're bidding by the highest amount of purchases for the lowest cost. And so Meta is going to spend on ads that are getting the lowest cost per purchase, but not necessarily the highest return on ad spend. Why I'm talking about this? Because if in one campaign we are promoting different products, and then we have like a product where the AOV is 20, and then we have a cost per purchase of 15, and then we have another product sold for like 100, and cost per purchase is 30, the 30 to 100, the return on ad spend is around 3, above than 3. But in the other case, if we sell for 20 and the cost per purchase is 15, the cost per purchase is lower for Meta, but then the CBO is spending on this one because this is the lowest cost. And so this is the bidding that you're optimizing for. And then ABO requires too much management and control because it becomes problematic after 10 or 20 ad sets when you start managing a lot of things. And so you might be overwhelmed and you end up by spending much more time within the ad campaign, like within the ad manager, rather than thinking about the actual strategy, marketing strategy and creatives of your brand, offers and landing page, or what actually counts. And And then, when usually this is something that happens, it's common when you duplicate winners into a scaling campaign. Usually, all of a sudden, the winners they are no winner anymore, so they drop in performance, and so all this basically creates an overall decreases in efficiency, in return on the ad spend, because there might be some ads that goes well, but there are other ads that don't go good as they should, and so the overall return on ad spend is not maximized, it's not the highest as possible. And so how we can fix this? We can fix this with a new approach. So this new approach, there are 3 things that we need to consider if we want to win the ads game, and so get the highest return on ad spend. First thing, we need to consolidate the budget to maximize learning. This comes directly from Meta, and it's like, it makes sense because it's AI, it's based on AI. So the more data the AI gets, the smarter it gets in terms of targeting and everything. We should spend more on creatives with the highest return on the ad spend, not the highest engagement or the lowest CPA, because it depends on the product that we're selling, if you want to maximize the return on ad spend. And give us time to focus on what really matters the most. So creatives, offer, landing page. So the winning approach must take into consideration these 3 elements. And so by thinking about this, we have built a system and structure of the ads overall that allow us to maximize all the return on ad spend of our ad accounts, of our clients, by following this principle. And so let's actually go to it. So the new way. What is the new way? New way basically is 1 advantage shopping plus campaign per product, per offer, per country. This advantage shopping plus campaign has 1 ad set broad. You can do the proper exclusion, of course, of existing customers, and then you start directly the campaign with 10 to 30 ad creatives inside the same ad set. Of course, you need to match the budget accordingly. Don't put 30 creatives if you have $10 a day budget. You should put 30 creatives if you have like 100, 200 a day, 300 a day. This is the range. But this is the amount of creatives that you should have. Okay? Now, after 7 days, could happen 2 different things. You should let these ads run for at least 7 days. After 7 days, could happen many things. So, it could happen that things are working, things are not working. You need to turn off what is not working, and so there could be 2 outcomes. The return on ad spend is above the target, return on ad spend is below the target. If it's above the target, we raise by 20% the budget, and if the frequency of the ad that we use increase and goes above 2 in the last 7 days, if the answer is yes, cool, then it means that we need to launch 5-10 new ads to keep expanding into new audiences and keep the frequency low by testing new angles and everything within the same ad set. If not, if the frequency is good, is less than 2, you don't have to touch anything. Just keep it as it is. Just increase the budget. Now, if the ROAS is below the target, what is going to happen? Cool. If ROAS is below the target after 7 days, it means that we need to act. We need to do something. So, we can keep the same budget, but we need to start doing some changes. The first one is we need to launch 10 to 30 new ads. We need to focus on new angles. So these ads need to focus on new angles. And we need to focus on new concepts. So if you have tried a point out ad focusing on one angle, now you want to try a video ad focusing on another angle, or a static ads focusing on another angle, or sorry, a static ads focusing on a new angle and with a new concept. Okay, because by the biggest the variable you use to change, so the more different to each other are the changes that you do, the impact is gonna be higher. And so you want to make sure the impact that you're doing when you do the edits are the highest as possible when things are not working. It's not that return on ad spend is going to explode just because you change a headline into a static ad. Okay, cool. You probably need to go back to the research phase in this case, because you need to find new angles. You want to, ideally you can also test new offers, but probably the problem is not the ad itself, it's the offer. Okay, but launching new ads, it means also a new offer, new landing page, everything within the same ad set. During the testing phase, it's okay to do it. Then you can split it across different campaigns. Now, check the ROAS again after 7 days, and you can have 2 situations again, below the target or above the target. If it's below the target, turn off what is not working and keep launching things. just for the ads that are below the target. If things are above the target, or for the ads that are above the target, then you go back to the original phase of increasing the budget by 20%. Now, when engagement increases on ads, there is one thing that we should do as well, which is control the cost per acquisition that we want. And so we need to introduce manual bidding. Manual bidding means bid cap and cost cap campaigns. In this case, you want to move winners only, and you want to test caps in different ad sets and set a high budget for your daily, which is usually the daily budget. So let's say you're spending 100 a day across your testing campaign, or like across the main campaign above, or many campaigns that you're running for different products. The bid cap should have a higher budget, which is the total daily budget that you're spending, and the cost per target should be the cost per target that allows you, based on the offer in A or B, to get the return on investment that you actually want. And you need to duplicate winners only with very good engagement. You need to test the cost caps, and then you move on from there. I have made a video where I explain exactly, in my YouTube channel, about how to use cost caps and bid caps, how to actually manage the entire process. So go watch the video if you haven't done yet. And this is basically the entire structure, guys. So it's actually simpler than you think, and as you can see, it respects all the things here, because we are consolidating the budget. Why? Because we have one main campaign, and testing and scaling is happening within the same campaign. Then we save time, and we focus on what matters the most: creative offers and landing page. We don't spend time thinking, oh, ABO is better, CBO is better, what is not better. We don't care. We have one advanced shopping plus, one ad set, that's it. And then we spend more on creatives with high return on spend, not with the highest engagement, because we're not doing like a CBO. We're doing like one single ad set with one offer. So ideally, the AOV is similar, and so we solve the problem of having two different things, like too many things going on in the same campaign. And then this is how you actually test things, and at the same time you want to scale them. Okay. Now this approach works very well, especially if you're spending less than 40-50k a month. And as you can see, it works because we were able to do this. And March, we were spending 27k, 2.24 return on ad spend. April, we spent 42k, 4.68 return on the ad spend. So the system works, okay? And yeah, this is basically it, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Remember to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to work with us, feel free to click the link in the description of the video. That's it. See you in the next video.